On the subject of shelter, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I do want to address natural shelter craft. That is huge. You should know how to build a basic shelter out of natural materials. Tree boughs. You can go to the base of a tree in snowy conditions. Use your plastic shovel. It's better than nothing. And dig out a trench. Make a primitive snow cave. Cover it with a device I have in my DSK. Or natural materials to trap heat, protect you from falling moisture, snow, rain, slush, all that stuff. Yes. But what we're taking with us is something where if we're really tired, we don't have energy, or we're injured, like I said in my situation, we have a way to preserve your life. Remember, our job is to preserve our life, survive, and get back to the good times in life. That is on the internet, watching Nutnfancy videos and not fearing for your life. Like that. So for shelter, I'm going to show you something. You guys are going to totally dig this. That you should probably think about. First off, is I'm going to put in an emergency poncho. It's lightweight. It's vinyl. It's cheesy as heck. It will rip if you walk against a tree. Trust me, it will rip. And you won't like it. But you have it. And again, this is redundancy. So if we're day hiking, we looked at the weather, right? Please tell me you looked at the weather. Yeah, Nutnfancy, I looked at the weather. Okay, I have a Gore-Tex parka with me. Okay, cool. So if you have that, that's job one. This is redundancy. Grab and go. Maybe you went on a day hike that the weather is forecast to be completely awesome, and it did not turn out to be completely awesome. It starts thundering and raining, snowing, and you have your poncho. Staying dry, boys and girls, and not soaking your primary layer is a primary way to prevent hypothermia. So this little thin layer of vinyl over you may prevent you from getting hypothermia. May prevent it. Now, I'm looking for another thing because I had this taken apart down here somewhere. This right here, dudes. This is a survival tube tent. Let's weigh it because everything's about weight in our DSK. Well, not everything, but we are concerned with weight. It's in the cardboard box still because I wanted to show you the brand. It's also by UST, Ultimate Survival Technologies, 5.8 ounces. Shed off a little bit if I take it out of package. That's what it looks like. Now, for the record, boys and girls, I absolutely hate tube tents. That was established about 10 years ago, 14 years ago in TMP. But this is a survival situation, not a backpacking or camping situation. And so this right here could save you so much time. So we're going to use the cordage that we bring with us in our DSK. Yes, redundant cordage. And then we can set this up. You can see how it works. It's pretty basic. Does it suck? Yes. It sucks. But it's very small. Look at this. Under 6 ounces, ladies and gentlemen. In the DSK. So you go down in Alaska in the bush plane. Maybe you have a tent. Maybe you don't. But you have that. Can you do a natural shelter? Natural lean-to? Snow cave? Sure. If you have TCE, time, calories, energy. If you don't. Also, I don't like space blankets. I don't like them. I always use space sleeping bags. So here's an emergency space sleeping bag. You know what it is. Reflective. Mylar. Pretty simple. This one is not used. I have other ones that I have unwrapped on backpacking adventures where I was super cold. My sleeping bag was not cutting it. I put it inside of this. Boom, right to sleep. Super warm, super comfy. These are legit. At least in trapping heat. By the way, they do trap moisture, so you can get a lot of moisture in there because your body exhales moisture. Don't breathe in it. Always breathe outside your bag. But it's reflective, and if you create some type of insulation to get you off cold ground and not pierce this bag, it can save your life. So you probably will have clothing with you, maybe polar fleece, maybe wool, whatever. And hopefully it's dry. Use that as insulation. Here's your sleeping bag, and it's in your DSK. This is never, ever to come out of your DSK. You at least TMPers have this in your kit. Let me show you another thing. And this is something that I will integrate on the motorcycle, and it's fulfilling the same role as what I just showed you. But it's more. It's going to go into the firepower category. So we're going to carry more weight, more size. But look at this bivy sack. I have shown them before. It's from the company SOL. Shit out of luck. I know. And it is a really cool escape bivy sack. I love these. I have slept in these, and they are legitimate. You can see the date I purchased this one. They did not give it to me. In fact, nobody gave me any of this stuff. It's donation dollars. Thank you very much. Be a donor, by the way. If you love this content, you should be a donor. What are you waiting for? I'll wait while you sign up. Okay, do it later. Here you go. Check that out. Now, let's weigh this. It's going to be heavier. It's definitely bulkier. I cannot fit it, by the way, in my DSK container that I have there. But look at the capabilities, boys. It actually has cambrel on the inside, so it's more comfortable. It traps heat better. It's more durable. It won't puncture as readily. Look at all the specs right here. This is the only graphic you're going to get. The weight is, not ultimately light, 9.6 ounces. This one, 2.6 ounces. So a world of difference, and nothing more readily demonstrates the concept of firepower versus mobility than this. Here's the law, though. Either this one or that one is in your DSK, and it's never, ever, ever taken out. If you use your DSK, it has to be restocked, just like a first aid kit. That is not negotiable. If you can fit this one in, it's not. I don't think 6 ounces is that heavy for what you're getting. Dude, you can climb in this in a storm, and it will keep enough body heat on you so you will not die. This is, hands down, the SOL emergency bivy bag, hands down my most favorite way to stay alive in the wilderness. Did you hear what I just said? It's a way to treat someone who is in shock. And you got to keep those people warm. You put them in this bivy sack. This is still better than nothing, but this has a lot more capability. It's a lot more durable, holds in more heat. It actually has some insulative properties to it, a little bit, not much. I love it. Shelter. How about a vinyl tube tent? Would we integrate something like that? No, I wouldn't. It's too heavy. You're talking about 12 ounces, 16 ounces of weight. No. I showed you this one. This is what I do. So that's Mylar, basically a Mylar tube tent, and it's been coated. And it's flat and easy to carry, and it was not that expensive. Again, look at my links below. Man, this is fun. Oh my gosh, so fun. All right. Dude, how long have I been talking? Oh my gosh, feature length. I'm not going to hurry, though. This is feature length. And I am planning a one part, but maybe it just gets so insane I have to do two. Things change. Got to be ready and versatile. So if there's a part two, there's a part two. Sorry. Okay. Remember, redundancy. If you go out on an adventure, you're on your side-by-side, you're on your dirt bike, you're going to take your DSK. If you're on a day hike, take your DSK. In a bush plane, take your DSK. Hopefully, you're smart enough to take knives with you when you go. What am I carrying today? And this is not set up. I got my beautiful USA Cobra Tech out the front. Lightweight. Oh, sorry, you can't see it. There you go. That's just my EDC. 4.2 ounces, D2 steel. Super sick. I love this knife. It's super fun. So, is this the ultimate backpacking blade? No. I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying I have knives with me. I have tools with me. I have multi-tools with me. Redundancy means that I'm still going to have a different multi-tool in my Dayhike Survival Kit. Day pack, whatever you want to call it, Survival Kit. The one I've chosen, you might be surprised, is called a SOG Power Pint. Because the Juice S2 is no longer made. If I have not reviewed this, I will. It's in a little sheath that I bought. Look at this little sucker. So the weight on this, and I can't review it here. Well, again, that's going to add so much time. It's lighter than an S2 on my scale that I used earlier. 4.4 ounces. We have pliers. We have little scissors. We have driver bits. Is it the best multi-tool out there? No. We've made some decisions on weight. There's the main blade. It has like a Warncliffe blade on it. It's not magical steel. Has a little file on it so you could, I'll make some wilderness traps out there. Drivers, little tiny pair of scissors. I actually like it. Yeah, I like the S2 Juice better, but they don't make it anymore. So what am I going to do? And I think this one's cool. There's another blade for you right here. So this is a SAWC Power Pint. Look for my review on that. So, and it weighs, well, I just weighed it right there. So that has a lot of capability. I would definitely integrate something that has pliers on it. You're going to need your pliers. I would definitely integrate something that has, if able, a file on it. As you saw, this one does. So the SAWC Power Pint is affordable, highly recommended. How about for fixed blade? How about we could be here all night? I'm going to show you some of my options, and I'm going to make some observations on SAWC. Philosophy. Again, we're not going backpacking. We're taking a grab-and-go survival kit. It's going to have an integrated fixed blade. Let's be reasonable. Let's not be ridiculous over here on the side where, well, we need to take the freaking Condor Undertaker Bowie knife with us. Okay. Tested in the wilderness here in TMP, by the way, and it did, I wouldn't say great, it did okay. These fighting Bowie knives are not wilderness blades. So this is actually a good one. So what is this? 18 ounces, 1 pound, 7 ounces in the leather sheath, 1075 steel walnut. We're not taking this or anything like it, not a large fixed blade knife. We have to reduce our capabilities so we can reduce our pack weight. Is that okay? Yes, that's okay. In that vein, let me show you some more realistic situations too. This is a Spec Plus SP42. I don't think they make this anymore. I'm so sad. 14.2 ounces total carry weight, tested in the Nutnfancy project. Go watch my review. This is a great, more capable survival knife. This one right here. Let me say this. This is a little heavy, maybe a lot heavy to integrate into a DSK. Ladies and gentlemen, if I'm being redundant, in other words, if I have other blades, I'm not going to carry this one too. So if I have like a large survival knife and I just grab my DSK, I'm going to make sure I pull this one out. If, big if, I have this. When would I integrate a knife of that sort, an SP42? On a motorized conveyance, a motorcycle, I might do that. Some other ones that I super duper love, and these are in no particular order. Look to cold steel, and I'll list below some of my favorite cold steel DSK knives that are super lightweight. I reviewed them through the years. I'm not saying this is the best survival knife, but it's lightweight and it's in the lineup. It's a Tanto Light. It's more of a fighter, but it can split wood. It's that Krupp steel, I believe. This is a Tanto Light, super lightweight. The whole weight is 6.8 ounces. So it's less than half the weight that I just showed you. $24 is what I paid for it. It's awesome, 41.16. So it's Swiss Army knife steel. There's your pouch sheath. I like that one. This is really a realistic option I'm going to show you right now, and I raved about this in my review. Go watch it. I have reviewed it. It's the SAWC Ace. It weighs 5.2 ounces, 7 CR 17 MOV, $25, boys and girls. There's your info. Small fixed blade. So I can do kindling prep with this. I can kill a grizzly bear with it. Okay, maybe not. I can do kindling with it, though. Did I mention that? And I can do all types of needed tasks with it, cutting my cordage, prepping food, skinning game, if I'm lucky enough to get game. This is a great knife. It's got jimping on the top, a great handle, really an awesome blade. This is a great DSK knife. DSK, and there you've got a cutting feature in the plastic scabbard. I freaking love it. You got a clip. This is realistic. So really, when I've been carrying this, the DSK that I've shown you, this is the knife I have in it. Another one that I love is Knives of Alaska Yukon belt knife. I would get rid of the leather sheath because overall it's 6.4 ounces. This is a D2. I think it's D2. Yeah, D2 steel. This is a funky Canadian, very famous Canadian hunting design. It's been out forever. Herders used to have this knife. I think I've reviewed this. And if I remember right, commenters below that video, TMPers, said they love the knife. Great jimping, super lightweight, super ergonomic, great survival knife. Not the best batoning knife. In fact, it would probably suck for batoning. Most of these smaller knives would. SAWC Field Pup now discontinued. This is a giveaway knife. that I have sent off to my TMPers, but it's super lightweight. Oh my gosh, the Feel Pup, and they've replaced it with, look below, I'll tell you which one they replaced it with. These are great knives, great survival knives. The whole weight on this, dudes, 7 ounces. So it's the same as that Sawgaze. You want a lightweight, preferably stainless steel knife in your DSK. Preferably. Another thing that I would sign off on is a cold steel Voyager. These have the triad lock in them. This is a medium. So I would go a bigger size on this. Look at your weight. But these are super strong. They can, and I have batoned with them. They're a folding knife. They're more compact. They're multi-purpose. Just a couple knife options. So does your DSK have a knife in addition to the multi-tool? The answer is yes, it does. Yeah, the multi-tool has a little tiny, tiny blade, but you want something more capable. And I don't think the weight is that significant when we're talking about capabilities. How about this little bugger, the mini leatherneck, which we showed the other night on a Patreon live stream. Thanks for joining me, guys. Patreon guys are awesome. We enjoy them. So if you want to talk to me live, have questions, join Patreon. I do live streams. This is a cool little knife. I think this is too small for your DSK. You want something bigger. I would say at the minimum, the Sawgaze. So at least something like that. Okay, let's compare these two just for fun. Yeah, I mean, there's not a ton of difference. This is like my men's size that I'd go in the woods with. Now, some of you guys might be saying, this might be one of those commenters, like, Dad, where's your saw? Well, you have to make hard decisions. You can't take everything with you. But yes, I do carry a little tiny saw because it weighs all of 0.5 ounces. I will take this. I have one in package to show you because I've bought several. This is a Colgan's Commando saw. And let me tell you, honestly, they suck. This takes a lot of work to go through a limb. I would not recommend it. It takes a lot of TCE. I think it's ridiculous. But it does give me some capability, and if I absolutely need to saw something, I can. I've used those chainsaw type saws, where they look like a chainsaw blade, and I have a whole video out there on fire making. I didn't like that. It's way too heavy for your DSK. But at 1/2 ounce, it has some nylon straps. Throw it in there. You have an option. What we're going to use to break firewood and to make sheltercraft is, our strength, our arms. We'll just bust it. We use leverage, busting limbs, doing that. Again, we have to make some hard decisions. And maybe in your day hiking or adventure scenario, you have taken a more capable woods craft system. Maybe you do have a Sawviver with you when this thing goes down. Maybe you do have some type of larger survival knife, maybe an axe or something, if you're lucky. By the way, I threw this in. This is a recent addition. I left it in package just so I can remember what it is. It's an addition to my knives. It's called the Saber Cut Razor Saw, and it weighs 1/2 ounce. Another way to saw with, so we have a couple ways, really. Now, would I be using this to saw firewood? Heck no. Come on now, you know that. So anyways, that's in there. Oh, one thing I forgot to show you for signaling, and I have mixed feelings about it. I do have 2 in my kit right now, and that's Siloom sticks. The reason I have mixed feelings is they don't last that long, but this would be something I would use in a couple situations. One would be signaling, obviously. A night rescue where I've signaled with my flare pistol. It's nighttime, so I can't use my signal mirror. I would use this. I would use my flashlight. Okay, that's, and by the way, we're going to cover that too. Yeah, so Siloom sticks, let's see how much they weigh. 2 of them are 1.6 ounces. You decide. Do you want to take them? They are short-lived, though. That's the thing I don't like about the Siloom thing. They're just very short-lived. Oh boy, do I love these flashlights. Oh, I love these lights. When they came in the mail, I was so excited. Genuinely. Yes, I can be a gear dork. Yes, I'm just like you, in other words. Yeah, I love these lights. I love them. But they are not appropriate, get this, for your DSK. I want to show them to you to make a point. Because some people will not get it. They'll say, why did you choose such and such light? When we choose a flashlight, by the way, if you haven't figured it out, that's what I'm talking about, for your Dayhike Survival Kit, choose wisely, grasshopper. Something lightweight. I'm going to show you awesome flashlights right here. Olight products. They did not give these to me. I used donation dollars to purchase them. You should be subscribed to my Twitter account because last week I tweeted this out. Hey, they're having a special sale on the Olight Warrior Mini in white. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Watch for my review on the Warrior Mini. I think I'll break that out into its own video. I might do the regular Warrior as well. I don't think I've done that one yet. Look at that white coloration, how cool that is. Looks like an astronaut light. Sorry for the shadows, nature of the bunker. Look at that. I love this light. Oh my gosh. Awesome flashlight. And yes, I was dorking out when I got it. I was like, oh my gosh, that's as good as I thought it would be. I just want to fondle this thing. It's so cool. I'll do it later. Okay, this one is, I'm not making this up. I'm really a dork. I just love this stuff. The Olight S2R Baton 2 in lava camo. Also, most outstanding. This is my all-time favorite EDC light, the S2R series, whether it's the Baton 1, Baton 2, whatever they come out with in the future. I love that one too. These are inappropriate for your DSK, as awesome as they are. They're too darn heavy. They're 18650 powered. Actually, I think this one's 1750. I want to make sure. It might be 18650, the Mini. Yeah, it's 18650 as well. That's a rechargeable power cell. It's too heavy. That's what I'm saying. It just, no. And I understand that perhaps on your adventure, so you went snowshoeing, you went hiking, you went on the dirt bike, you went in your side-by-side, you went in the bush plane in Alaska, you went on some type of boating adventure near the coast. You clipped your EDC light to your pocket, hopefully, but we are going to go with the concept of redundancy in your DSK. Don't take that light out. The light we're putting in there, in fact, pretty much everything I'm showing you, leave it in there. The only way it comes out if you make a conscious weight or size decision, you don't have the room or weight capability for it, you'll take it out. My EDC light is also, no surprise, an S2R Baton 2 in standard black, which I still love. So you're going to have, hopefully, your light clipped to you when you do it. So you get in a survival situation, you go, okay, cool, I have two lights. I'm going to use them. But we're also going to integrate a super lightweight flashlight in our DSK. I got a couple to show you. I thought I had the box to this one. I probably don't. The first one is an old 4.7s. Cork is what they used to call it. And they have an updated version I'm going to talk about here in a second. This one is based off a CR123 power cell. This is a C2 Mini 123 is what they called it. And this is a great light. They also made a version that would run with a CR2 power cell. It's even lighter. And I have backpacked with both of these, and they are fantastic lights. They don't make this version anymore. It's bye-bye, of course, but it's a twist UI, and it's pretty darn lightweight, and I carry one extra power cell with me. So here's what the battery looks like. And this will burn a long time. And since they're a lithium power source, it's going to burn better in cold weather versus alkaline. Then I put it in a little mini Ziploc bag, and I do label it. I know it's ridiculous, but maybe the people who are using this stuff don't know what it is, and it's labeled light. Light. The weight on this with the extra battery in that extremely heavy plastic sack, 2 ounces. 2 ounces. So this one, to be honest, is not in my DSK. It has served in a DSK philosophy of use for sure. The one I'm using right now is another Olight product. No, they didn't give it to me. I bought it just like I have all this crap. It is I'm going to make sure I get the i3. It is the i3T EOS, and it is AAA powered. And dudes, this is legit, this thing right here. This is a great light. Great light. And it has the benefit, boys and girls, of being able to be attached to your ball cap, right? So you can use it as a headlamp. hands-free, which that other one doesn't. Fantastic. Yes, it is AAA powered. That is an inferior power source if you ask me, but we are in a very temporary, hopefully survival situation for that philosophy of use. It will work fine. I use only lithium batteries with this. I'll tape it together with tape like that. And the whole weight on this with 3 batteries with an i3 T EOS Olight. I'll put links below. They are fantastic. And sometimes when you do an order, they'll throw in one for free. 1.8 ounces. There's your light for your DSK. Now, harkening back to past TMP system philosophy videos, you'll see that I've integrated very similar lights in my first aid kits, like my level 4 first aid kits, and in some of my other survival kits. You want to go lightweight. Now, don't get confused, because a bug out kit, in that situation, I will opt for more firepower, more weight, because that is a longer term situation. It's indefinite how long it's going to last. Maybe I do go with like an S2R type light and an 18650 power cell, which by the way can be run off of CR123, 123 power cells. But that's a different situation. We are looking at a very temporary, hopefully temporary survival situation with our DSK. Moving along. Man, this is fun. Okay, you may say, okay, that's all fine and dandy, Nutnfancy. You talked about fire, you talked about signaling, you talked about shelter. By the way, I'm not talking about weapons. You may be surprised that in my DSK I don't have any weaponry at all. Don't be. You don't need weapons in your DSK. You're not trying to do anything. You don't have the weight capabilities for it, so I'm not going to integrate a 22 pistol, a 380 pistol, nothing. So if you want to count the knife, count the knife. The reason is because if I've determined in the rare situation, I mean rare, wilderness situation where I even need a gun, I would have carried that anyhow. It would be on my person. I mentioned the bush plane scenario. Every bush plane I ever know carries a gun. Usually it's going to be a centerfire rifle, 30-06, some better, some 45-70s, some 30-30s. They're going to carry something. At the minimum, they're going to carry a 22. But for your DSK, no. There's no weapons. But we did talk about signaling, lighting, fire, shelter. One thing I haven't talked about yet is this right here, cordage. So I integrate this and I just leave it on the winder. And this is just regular non-paracord because it's lightweight. How many feet do I have here? Like 50 feet or something. What the hell? 300 feet. That's cool. I'm just kidding. 50 feet. The weight on this is lightweight at 2.8 ounces. I have 50 feet of cord. I can make my trot line out of this. I can do wilderness shelters. I can fashion and construct some type of front face to my tube tent with that. I can do everything with cordage. You have to integrate it. And yes, it is redundant. You may have it in another part of your day pack with you. Leave it in your DSK. Under 3 ounces. Let me show you some other options that you could do. If I'm anticipating water crossings or some type of cliff area where I'm going, I might upgrade and carry more weight with cordage like this. So this is really not DSK, to be honest with you. I wouldn't put this in my survival kit. It would be in my pack already, because if someone fell into an area where I had to effect rescue, I have to lower dogness, may see the mountain dog over a cliff. This is the exact type of rope I've used before, but this thing weighs 10 ounces. It's really not cordage, it's more of a rescue rope, but it will save your butt if you have to cross a raging stream and you have to make a cord. And there have been videos in YouTube that I've seen where guys almost died falling off into runoff creeks, and their friend barely got him out. So it'd be a lot better for the first guy across to make a rope, guard or whatever you want to call it, to help the dude across. Here's another thing. Cordage. Any one of these would work. No, not for lowering over the cliff or rappelling. I'm talking about just basic survival cordage. This one on the spool, 2.4 ounces. So it's even lighter than that other one. I like the orange color. Easy to find, easy to see. Don't get lost when you cut it off. This is fire cord. So this is at 550 that has I believe, a fire starting element in it. Blade HQ used to carry it. If I find a link to them, I'll put this fire cord below. It's going to be heavier because it has a lot more inside of it. And I have used some of this already. So I don't have a full hank right here. And This is what, 25 feet, and it's weighing about the same, 2.5 ounces. But fire cord is cool. It's multi-purpose. It's a great survival option because it does have that string in it, that fishing cord, and that way to make a fire. Here's another option. And this is, oh crap, it's 400 feet also. It's not. It's 50 feet also. Dacron cord, and that weighs heavier at 3.4 ounces for this. Have cordage. That's the big message. Have cordage. Please have cordage. All right. I showed you the stove, right? And you may be saying, okay, that's cool, you got a stove, but do you have anything to cook? Do you have like a pancake mix or something, bacon, Nutnfancy? The answer is no. Again, this is size and weight constrained, but I will have a pack of Lipton soup. You might do cup of soups, and you might do some bouillon cubes. This stays in your DSK. It's never taken out. This one is the extra noodle variety, which has more carbohydrates. I'm not taking a lot, boys. This is in the DSK, and I'll show you some other options I may have in my not survival kit, but my pack. But this is in your DSK. It stays in your DSK. The weight on this, as I have it configured in the pouch, and no, I didn't label it soup mix. They can figure that out. 3.6 ounces. So that's kind of weighty. It's kind of weighty, to be honest. But, dude, this is great. If you ever had the Lipton extra noodle, oh my gosh, it's so good. So good. Other options that I don't put into my DSK, but I will carry with me, will be something like this. This is like a protein bar or something like this. I get these from Walmart. They're actually quite good. Before I got COVID, at least. COVID, everything tastes nasty to me now. I'm not making that up. It tastes like chemical pickles. If you've had COVID, you might know what I'm talking about. It's gross. And my sense of smell still has not returned. That's not made up. I have lost my sense of smell permanently. True statement. Nevertheless, I have to eat something. So carrying some of these will be good. But usually I want to have this not in my DSK because they'll go bad. And you see I dated it for a reason. They'll go bad. And I'm going to have it integrated in other places. And I don't really have the weight capability, dudes. I don't. You might throw something like this, an oatmeal packet. This is an MRE oatmeal thing. I get it. If you want to do that, it's up to you. Weigh it out. We don't have a ton of room. This is an older, and I did mark it older, Mountain House entree. This is chicken breast with rib meat. These are a lighter weight. You're going to have a water capability, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. But these are good. I actually like the Mountain House. They're not amazing, but they're lightweight and easy to integrate. I almost always throw these in my pack on the motorcycle if I'm going into a remote area. They're really not a part of the DSK. I do want to represent that I do go out in the wilderness with food options ready to go. I'm not always planning on spearing a grizzly bear and barbecuing him. No, probably will not do that. Water. What I'm using in my DSK currently, all subject to change, I have one in package here, I'm going to show it to you, is a life straw. They're about 20 bucks. You got to kneel down, suck through it from your water source. I hate it. I'm not going to lie. But it weighs all of, one out of package right here. That ain't right. There's no way, dude. It said 1.6. I got to reboot this thing. It's going to be lighter than a lot of filter options. I'm going to show you a couple. It was right. I didn't know they were that light. 1.8 ounces? Holy crap. Here's out of package a life straw. They suck. I mean, I've used them before, and if you have any type of sediment in the creek or something, they'll clog pretty quick. What I would do is pull your water source, let it settle if you can in a container, and then sip out of that. Not directly from the creek if you can possibly avoid it. So life straw. The reason I integrate it is because it's super lightweight, and yet it is some way that I can drink from a contaminated source without getting giardia, without dying. Is it the only way? Heck no. You guys know this just as well as I do. There's lots of different ways to make the water potable. I wouldn't say boiling is effective with your stove because you don't have enough fuel. If you make a fire, things get better. So if you have a raging fire, you have a metal container, you could boil water. And if you have a fuel source, i.e. wood, that you've prepped with your knife, you're good to go. Boil your water. Let it cool down, drink it, you'll be good to go. Another way is this stuff here, the potable agua tablets. So this is a single part, this is a dual part system. I've integrated these. I have used these out of nasty water. You do have to let them sit. I think it even says right there 35 minutes before you drink it to kill all the cooties. The 2-bottle thing weighs 2.4 ounces. That's pretty lightweight, but even heavier than a life straw. A single bottle system is, I'll let it reset, I don't know, half of that. So another way you could work it. So the step 2 is the neutralizing tablets. Removes the iodine taste and color, in case you're wondering what the yellow bottle is. I've just used like this one right here and drank out of it, and it did taint the water and it tasted nasty. Nasty. Another filter you can use, I like this one. It's not ultimately lightweight. This one's called the Sagan Extreme Straw. Same concept, but the thing about this that I like better is that I don't have to kneel down and use it as a straw. That it has, as you can see, tubes that I can suck through, so I can do a remote pickup on it. And you can see it takes out 99.9999999% of everything. In package, this thing weighs 5.4 ounces. Out of package, probably 4.8 ounces. So that's another way you can do it. One thing, I thought I had it with me, is my pure water filter. Here it is right here. This is just a representation. This is not DSK, boys and girls. This is my 1996, cleverly labeled, by the way, filter. And it's too heavy. I mean, this thing is super capable. So we're talking firepower, whoop, whoop, up here. It's amazing. So it won't clog on you. It can produce a ton of water. It's easy. It's awesome. I love the Pure Water, the Pure Scout, or anything like it, like an MSR, Pure Water, or something like that. I've talked about them before in the vids. So this one weighs 1 pound 7 ounces, y'all. Not DSK. Not DSK. So I would, in your system, either use tablets, life straw, or something like it that's super lightweight. Have something in there. Seek out a pure water source where you don't have to filter it if you don't need to. I'm all for that. That's super smart. But if you have to do it, have something with you all the time. Fire starting, I forgot to mention this. I do have a chunk of fat wood in there. This is like resin impregnated wood. It's another redundant tinder system. So I just use my little knife, maybe my multi-tool as a tinder thing. And this thing weighs all of 0.2 ounces. 0.2 ounces. There's another fire thing I forgot to show you. This is solid fuel sticks, and they're like wood charcoal prepped. I was running these in a DSK one year, and they just crushed. They're just really delicate. You have to kind of leave them in the box. But there's all types of natural tenders you can use. Again, Vaseline, cotton balls is a favorite, and it does work. I still like tetroxane, boys and girls. Love it, love it, love it. Compass, miscellaneous category. Just to know what direction you are. Hopefully you know the area you're in, but what if you're in someplace flat where the terrain looks the same, you're in the woods that look the same, you don't want to walk in a circle. I may make more videos on compass use in the future. But this is just a little pocket compass. I'm not even going to put on the scale because it's like a negative 0.5 ounces. That's how lightweight that is. What is this, a Sunto? I think that's Sunto. That's cool. So Deep Blue watches, by the way, they'll give you these cool attaching compasses sometimes on your wrists. Man, it looks just like that. It's water filled, it's stabilized, it's luminous. They're very cool. It's like a dime compass. But you don't have to use that. I thought I had a better representation here somewhere. Maybe I don't. I probably don't. Oh, here it is. This is another representation what you can have. So this is more capable, more firepower, so we could actually, sight in on a distant object, get a bearing to the object, count our steps to that object, and start navigating. This is a more capable compass, but it's also heavier and bulkier. Not that heavy, 1.8 ounces in package. They're like $6, $7. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. For some dumb reason, I have scissors in here too. Holy cow, Nutnfancy, you really love scissors, don't you? Yeah, I do. They're super helpful, especially in a medical situation. I say dumb reason because I told you I have a level 1 plus first aid kit in an adventure. This is redundant. Extra system. And I have tiny scissors on that multi-tool. Whatever you choose, again, this is a SOG Power Pint. I don't even know if they make it still. That's it. Also a sitting thing right here, so I just cut a tarp out so I can sit down on the ground without getting my butt wet. It doesn't weigh anything. This is like half an ounce, if that. I have electrical tape, not Gorilla or duct tape because it's too heavy. I have electrical tape wound around a used hotel key card or something like this. I love this tape, and this is that very high quality 3M tape because you can use it as a tourniquet. You can like wrap up cordage with it so it doesn't fray. You can use it for medical purposes. It's just multi-purpose. This is in a DSK, so I don't have a ton of it. Remember, this is a short-term survival situation, boys and girls. Not out there forever, hopefully just 24 hours or less, but enough to get us through the moment. And hopefully it is a moment. I found that other stove that I was talking about. I showed you the Optimus, but this one right here weighs, boys and girls, believe it or not, holy freak, like 1 ounce. This is like 1 ounce. This is that little tiny stove. So the feet on it are much tinier, but this thing will heat up. It does work. It has titanium feet on it. I did a review on these. Look it up. Just type in Nutnfancy stove in YouTube. And dude, this thing is awesome. Look at this. How tiny it is. It's one of the feet unfolded. So, make sure I weighed that right. Oh, 0.7 ounces, if my scale's working. 0.7 ounces, dude. So that would save me over this one right here. So this one I'll probably retire and put that one back in. And ladies and gentlemen, it's so sad. I'm almost done. Almost done. Just a couple more things to show you on the Nutnfancy concept Dayhike Survival Kit. Don't forget in your fishing kit to have a attractant. You want to have this in there. So definitely put that in there. Yes, I'm kidding. Of course you don't put that in there. I just found it in my fishing tackle box. I just thought I'd mess with you. Do you remember when I reviewed this? The Shake Cup? Oh my gosh, that was a fun review. Would I take this in a Dayhike Survival Kit? It's too bulky. So hopefully I would have something to hold the water though, anything. Because when you filter the water, you have to have a place to put it. And when I drink the soup, I do have this metal pan in my current version. I have to have a place to put that. This doesn't weigh anything. This weighs all of 2.6 ounces. Oh, it's something. Not super lightweight. There's a foldable mug. Ski makes things like this as a generic one. I have this as a Macy mug, but this is not super lightweight, but it is portable, 2.2 ounces. You could just integrate into your pack, I don't know, water. That should be with you already, but remember we're talking just about the DSK. What do we have in there as far as capabilities? I love Mylar water bags like this. This is what I would put my filtered water in. Maybe not one this large in my DSK, maybe get a quart or liter one. Anything that can fit. Now this is a wide mouth version. I do like those, but it is bulky. It would be hard to fit in your DSK, but it is easier to work with. Now the life straw, that's another disadvantage of that. So how am I going to, filter water and then put it in here? Spit it out of my mouth? Yeah, the remote system is better. The one I showed you or anything like that, you will take some more weight. But I'll put some dromedary bags or something like this in my DSK, fold it up as flat as I can. Again, it just saves me. You can use condoms, I guess. That's what we did in the military. I know. Here come the comments. Or something like that. The problem with that is they're expanding and, putting, like, let's say I filtered this. I had one pint of filtered water. How am I going to put it in that condom? It's a problem. Here come the comments. I know. I'd much rather have something like this that's already there. I can just unscrew it and then put it in there. Again, there's a bunch of natural things you can do or basic things like just carry a tin can with you or something, but we're talking about a put together Dayhike Survival Kit, SAWC compliant. And one more thing I forgot to show you. This kind of goes with singling. These are reflective thumbtacks. Are they stupid? Not really. I've used them before. So when you're going on a trail, if you just stick them in the tree or something, when you come out at night, you show your little flashlight on them, and dude, you'll be so happy. You'll say, oh, there's one of my dots. And you can see it like 100 yards away. It's amazing. These weigh nothing, and actually do put them in my DSK, and they can serve other purposes. And we are done. We are done. Epic length. Oh my gosh, this might have to be a two-parter if I do it that way. No apologies, actually. It's just a ton of content that's free to you Maybe not to my my donors, because they give you, most of them are giving like, I think like $5 a month or something, but they're the reason this content exists. Thanks to the donors, thank you very much. They're the reason I work so hard for you guys and gals out there in the project. I hope you never have to use this stuff. I hope that you stay safe. I hope you stay prepared more than anything though. So if something does go bad, you have a DSK, which I think is very lightweight for the capabilities that I've talked about at length, by the way, at length. And I think you'll be so happy you watched this video series. A couple more things that I didn't show before I'm serious, signing off for sure, is you do want to integrate definitely your Imperial probe droid in your DSK, because then you'll have something to play with out there. This thing is so cool. Oh my gosh, this thing is cool. The Imperial probe droid. That's no way going to fit in your kit, Nutton. Well, you make room, because you need to play with something out there. And then, of course, one thing I don't integrate, you may wonder, is like snare wire. It's too heavy. And in a day pack survival situation, again, it's short term, why carry it? I'm not planning on staying out there and setting up traps for 2 weeks. One thing I didn't cover, and it fell on the floor, and that's why, it's a head net. So I could strain water, debris out of water, and it's an insect head net, multi-purpose. And it weighs, survey says, 1.3 ounces for that. And we are done. Ladies and gentlemen, another core content philosophy video here in TMP. Again, thanks to the donors, thanks to the subscribers. Subscribe at the bare minimum. Hit that notification bell. But if you want to be a donor, love to have you. It's never too late to join. It's the reason I'm going to produce a lot more content and do a lot more adventures of all the types you've seen before, and some fresh stuff down the road. Thank you very much. Stay safe out there. Be kind to others. Live a God-based life. This is Nutnfancy. Thank you.